Hello and welcome back to Kokomonster News. I'm Koko, bringing you cool news from all around our amazing world. Before we dive into today's stories, let's have some fun learning a few new words we'll hear in the news. Let's begin with the word shrink. Imagine your favorite sweater getting a bit smaller after a wash. Shrink means to become smaller in size. In our news today, we might hear, experts have discovered that the moon is shrinking. This means that scientists have found out the moon is getting a tiny bit smaller, like a balloon slowly letting out air. It's not something we can see easily, but it's a fascinating discovery about our moon. Let's move on with the word vulnerable. Imagine a tiny kitten out in the rain without shelter. Vulnerable means being unprotected and easily hurt or affected by something. In our news today, we might say, the moon's south pole is particularly vulnerable to landslides. This means that this part of the moon is more likely to have landslides because it doesn't have as much protection. Let's navigate the word hazardous. Think of a sign warning about a wet floor. Hazardous means something is dangerous and could cause harm or trouble. In our news today, we might hear, the potential shaking and landslides during moonquakes make certain areas hazardous for astronauts. This means some places on the moon are risky for astronauts because of moonquakes, which are like earthquakes, but on the moon. Great job learning those new words. Now let's jump into today's exciting news stories. Here's what's happening on our moon. Experts have discovered that the moon is shrinking, causing moonquakes and landslides at the planned site for a future astronaut mission. The moon's hot iron core at its center is gradually cooling and shrinking, leading to faults along its surface breaking and shifting upwards. Researchers have found that the moon's south pole is particularly vulnerable to landslides due to the faults and accompanying moonquakes in the area. Moonquakes occur about 100 miles deep into the moon's crust and are similar to earthquakes on Earth, but can last for hours. This poses serious questions for future moon missions and the locations of bases and colonies on the lunar surface. The moon's surface has been impacted by asteroids and comets over billions of years, causing loose fragments to move easily during moonquakes. The potential shaking and landslides during moonquakes make certain areas hazardous for astronauts. Researchers use the Richter scale to measure moonquakes, which helps identify areas of concern for future missions. A magnitude 5 moonquake recorded 50 years ago was found to be connected to fault lines on the moon, indicating potential dangers for astronauts. This research is crucial in preparing for lunar missions and ensuring the safety of astronauts. It aids in developing structures that can withstand lunar seismic activity and identifying dangerous zones to protect individuals. And that's a wrap for today's Kokomonster News. I hope you enjoyed our stories and don't forget about the new words we learned today. Keep using them and see how many times you can spot them this week. I'm Koko, saying goodbye and stay curious. Tune in next time for more fun news and cool words. See you then.